Let's take a look at the 6 best TV series to learn British English.
So the first one is The Office.
When you laugh, your brain releases endorphins, yeah? Your stress hormones are reduced and the oxygen supply to your blood is increased, so you feel... I try and laugh several times a day just because it makes you feel good. So let's try that. Ooh, hey? just... Come on, trust me, you'll feel...
Many people might not have watched it or might not have known about it because I think it's like 15 years old now. I think it was in 2005 that it started. It's just one of those classics, you know. There was nothing like it before, and I think that character David Brent is just someone that sometimes people cringe at what he says and what he does, but then you also kind of feel for him sometimes, and he's just one of those great screen characters that you can never forget. He's a really funny character. If you've seen the US Office, obviously the US Office never would have existed if we didn't have the UK Office first. In an episode of the US Office that I just watched last night, he actually made an appearance in it as David Brent, as his character from the UK Office. Yeah, so it was really fun to see Michael Scott and David Brent together.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate. Excuse me.
What are you doing?
English?
You're taking the mickey you picked on the wrong person.
No, I'm not picking on you at all. You're English, correct?
Yeah, big time, yeah.
I'm working on an English character. Would you mind it's called Reginald Poofda.
Oh, David Brent, my liege. How are you?
Michael Scott.
He often talks a lot with expressions, so it's a really good series to learn these expressions that natives use.
Yeah, hi Chris, it's David here. Yeah, bad news, mate. We're gonna have to let you go. We can't use you anymore. No, yeah, because of the joke. You don't know who sang In the Summertime, do you? Mungo Jerry. Okay, yeah. Cheers. Thanks, Austin. Spaceman came down to answer some things. The world gathered round from paupers to kings. I'll answer your questions, I'll answer them true. I'll show you the way, you know what to do.
Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea because it's a very dry British humour.
Yeah, I haven't seen really the UK version of The Office, actually. I loved the USA version. Mm-hmm. But we actually created a lesson, I'm not sure if you've seen this one, where we took, I think it's the first scene or one of the first scenes from the first episode of The Office UK, and then we did like the same one from the Office US. So it's kind of like comparing side by side these two scenes, and they're almost exactly the same, but it kind of like allows you to see a comparison of language. So I think that can be like really great as well for learners, just to, if you're maybe kind of advanced and you're wanting to play with both different accents, you can kind of watch the UK version and you can watch the USA version and kind of compare the differences in the culture and the humor, like Andrea said, and the kind of differences in the language used.
So the next series is The Crown.
You married a wild spirit. Trying to tame them is no use.
This restlessness of yours, it has to be a thing of the past. The monarchy's too fragile. You keep telling me yourself. One more scandal, one more national embarrassment, and it would all be over.
So The Crown, we actually just last week did a lesson on the best series to learn English in 2019, kind of just based on different series that I'd watched and that I thought for different reasons were great for people who are learning English, who are looking for something new to watch. And The Crown was one of the ones also that I mentioned. I think it's one that it can be like really perfect for British English learners for getting kind of received pronunciation.
Another name for it is The Queen's English because it's the way the royal family speak and really the upper classes in England or in Britain. So it's kind of like a posh accent, we also say. It's not necessarily the English that you will hear when you're visiting the UK, but it's really good for learning, I think, because in a way it's like the highest form of speaking English.
It is inevitable that I should seem a rather remote figure to many of you, but now at least, for a few minutes, I welcome you into the peace of my own home.
I really like it because I like the historical aspect of it, and it's kind of made me appreciate Queen Elizabeth II a bit more, kind of to know how she started out and how she was just thrown into it. And I'm really looking forward to the next couple of seasons, because it might be things that I remember more from growing up in London and the things that were happening with the royal family.
I think that is really interesting, kind of seeing how it goes from being when she first started out and then kind of the newest season, which I actually still have to watch. I believe they even changed the cast and everything because it jumps forward several years, right?
Season 3 and season 4 is with Olivia Colman, and she's a great actress. And then I know that seasons 5 and 6 will be with a different actress. So every 2 seasons, the cast will change.
So as I mentioned before, we are just so appreciative of all of your support of our channel. Every time you watch, like, or share one of our videos, you're helping people to see that learning English can be fun. More people can succeed and less people give up. So in order to celebrate 2 million subscribers and to thank you for all of your support, for the next week until April 24th, we are offering you a 49% discount on our Fluent with Friends course. Now imagine if in the next year you could learn to understand your favorite series and movies even without the subtitles. Imagine traveling to another country and using your English to communicate confidently. Now you can do all of this and more, and our Fluent with Friends course will help you a lot in doing it. Just like our student Julian from France, who says that it is unbelievable how much better he can understand native speakers now. So to learn more about the course and sign up, just click up here or down the description below. And to get that 49% discount, remember to use the coupon code 2million at checkout.
So another one that maybe not many people know about is called Gavin Stacey. And again, it's just one of those classics. It's absolutely hilarious. It's with James Corden, who is a lot more famous now. It's kind of the series that made him really famous because he created it along with one of the other actors in it. And it's a story, it's kind of it starts off as a love story really. Two people that meet, a girl from Wales and a guy from Essex in England. And you know, they start this romantic relationship together, but it kind of brings the 2 families together as well. And so you'll have a mix of Welsh and English accents and also Welsh and English expressions.
Oh my God, you're right.
What?
You are Welsh.
Eh?
You've got a Welsh accent, you're speaking Welsh.
What are you on about?
What you on about?
Shut up.
Shut up.
It's really hilarious, like even, you know, coming from the perspective of an American, I don't always get the British humor, but that one I found it really, really quite witty and really fantastic. And it's really interesting too, like you said, hearing a Welsh accent, which isn't an accent that you get so many opportunities to hear.
Hello Dino, welcome to Barry.
Shemai, Dino dwi, a dwi'n hapus iawn bod yma in Barry.
Sorry, but I don't...
Gwen, wait a minute. What are you doing?
I've been learning Welsh. I did an intensive course because I knew we were coming down. I wanted to understand what everyone was saying.
And so many of the characters, I just love so many of them, and quite a few of them can be quite relatable as well. So I don't know if my mum would be happy with me saying it, but sometimes Gavin's mum reminds me of my mum, and so it makes it just even funnier. So if you can relate some of the characters to members of your family or your friends, then I think you'll enjoy it that much more. British humour can definitely be more sarcastic, so sometimes you don't know if someone is telling a joke or not. So we kind of call it a dry sense of humour. It's not as obvious.
I think American sense of humor, it's more obvious. It's kind of the opposite. So it can be a lot more slapstick. A lot of times like physical comedy, like someone actually like falling down or getting hit by something. Like you might think of old series like The Three Stooges, where it's just kind of like, you know, people hitting each other and stuff, which is just a very obvious kind of crass sense of humor.
So the next one is Fleabag, and I think this one was on Amazon Prime.
You know when you've done everything and you feel great, and even though your sister still hates you, thank you, you're pretending to be friends because your dad is... I'm joking, he's just there.
Here's to love.
It's a comedy, but it can be quite dark as well at the same time. But again, it's a very typical type of British humour. The main character in it, who is actually the creator and the writer, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's won so many awards for this series. She's very, very witty.
You really are very good looking.
Thank you.
Very.
Thank you.
Very.
Thank you.
So you get another idea of that British humour in this series as well. And also, again, it's not quite the Queen's English, but there is more of a received pronunciation. So it's definitely good for learning English in that sense, because it's kind of like the English in The Crown, but maybe much easier to understand.
I look so good.
It's okay, we can sort it out. Just take some of your makeup off.
I'm not wearing any makeup.
What? What has happened? I have never seen you
I just
look
woke up
so
looking
good.
amazing, and then everyone's going to think I got a fucking facial for my mother's funeral.
Oh, what the hell? You look incredible.
We're trying to mess her up.
Just no matter what I do with my hair, it just keeps falling in this really chic way.
Sorry, girls. People are starting to arrive.
Thank you.
You don't have to greet them if it's too... Gosh, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
So the next one is Black Mirror, which is a Netflix series.
You said you don't know how much time there is. What does that mean?
Sorry for a game?
So you recently logged your first kill.
Huh?
And how did that feel?
You ready?
If we drill down into the numbers, you have got a solid popularity arc here.
No one is this happy. A 2-year-old with a fucking balloon isn't this happy.
I haven't watched this a lot, but the thing that I like about it is that you don't have to watch it in sequence. So what I tend to do is, if a friend talks to me about a particular episode that they liked or that they're recommending, I'll just watch that episode. So I kind of just dip into it when things are recommended to me, really.
Now, Black Mirror is a British series, but a lot of times I think another great thing about it is that it will have kind of a variety of different accents. Sometimes also you have American actors on there. They actually did one, I think, in the last season featuring Miley Cyrus, the singer.
Yeah.
And I think that whole episode was all American actors. So I think that mix of it's really great. It's also one that I really enjoy because of it being so realistic that it seems like things that could really happen in the near future in kind of some of the scenarios that you see. And like you said, I don't watch every single one. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll go onto Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, which are different websites where you can see ratings. And I'll actually look for the episodes that are the highest rated of any season when they come out. So I think that's kind of nice to have that ability to pick and choose based on your interests in whether or not an episode looks good to you.
See you tomorrow, JJ.
See you, Lacey.
Oh, saw your boy in the fire hat just now. So cute.
Yeah, he's really something.
So the last one is Peaky Blinders.
It's delicate, Mr. Shelby. It concerns the factory down the road at the BSA. Rumours get started. Rumours that there was a robbery.
Robbery of what?
Speak. I asked my men to steal me 4 bikes with petrol engines. They picked up the wrong fucking crate.
So that's why they sent a cop from Belfast.
Maybe, maybe not.
The thing I love about this series is the way it's shot and the historical aspects. I really like the 1920s, and often in movies and series you see the 1920s in America, but not necessarily in the UK.
I would say I feel the same. I love history, and I thought it was really interesting kind of seeing what this period was like in the UK, which I didn't really know anything about.
Yeah, it's really good to see that. And it's also, it's kind of hard to understand sometimes. So even as a native speaker, I do find myself reading the subtitles. I have to watch it with subtitles because, I mean, the Birmingham accent can be quite strong.
Not Michael, no. No, not Michael, no. Because Michael deals with legitimate business. You saw him before us. John. Not now. Wait, what did you say? You saw Michael before us. Fuck's sake, John.
And I believe if people are really interested in historical series like this, you mentioned one that's kind of taking more the perspective of the same era in the United States, right?
Yeah, so one of my top 3 seasons ever is Boardwalk Empire, and it's set in the time of Prohibition in Jersey in America. So it's set during the same time. So a lot of the stories kind of overlap a little bit. You'll come across some of the famous gangsters, I suppose, that you hear of or that you watch in movies. But the thing I love about Boardwalk Empire is just, it's everything about it is amazing. The acting, the costumes, the scenery, the story, it's just one of the best. Like every episode is like watching a movie and you just can't take your eyes off it and you get so engrossed in it. So if there is anyone that hasn't watched it yet, I highly recommend it.
Hey guys, I hope you had a ton of fun today and you enjoyed learning about those series with Andrea as much as I did. Now, first of all, why don't you tell me down in the comments below which of these series that you're going to check out, or if there's another British TV series that we missed. And finally, if you are ready to take your English fluency and confidence to the next level and to understand your favorite movies and TV series even without the subtitles, then I want to invite you to check out our Fluent with Friends course. And remember, to get that 49% discount, just use the coupon code 2million at checkout.